We're like, oh,
that was a new record.
And like, it was like, oh God, I don't know what to do because I'm supposed to support that. Yeah. So Ian, being Ian, calls up broadcast directly, and he does this. He goes, "We made this show just for you." And he goes, "Here's all the notes you gave me, and now they're in the show." And the next letter comes in, approved. Same show, not a single change. Not a single change. But two caveats. Next episode, or one of the next episodes, somebody, and this is how crazy Mainframe is. I get to finally tell you how crazy Mainframe is. Somebody wrote in a windowscape sequence, this is no lie, cityscape, in all the windows, in binary code, "Fuck you, broadcast standards." Say fuck you.
So this is the panel where I sit and get embarrassed by you.
I had to take it on the other side. No,
it's true. Yeah, you were on the other side of the fence. Yeah.
And then the last one is when we put the broadcast standards person in the show Talent Night.
Yes. MSC. Yeah. MSC, which was like MC, which was the initials of Mary Conley,
who was our broadcast standards person.
Broadcast standards person. And she's the one sitting there with Doc going, no. Oh.
Yeah, she's saying that. When we put the Village Binomes up.
The Village Binomes. Yeah, that was her. That was Mary Conley, MC, or Emma C.
Exactly. Yeah. But that was just the rough ride of the first season alone. Yeah. First into second season. Yeah. Then we get into the second season, and as the history goes, ABC's bought by Disney. And literally, as the story goes, I can say the story now, I get a note from a rather high executive at Disney that says basically, don't worry about it, any shows that you're getting from other places, you'll get all Disney now. And that's what we got. So we knew we were coming to a close on everything coming on there.
Yeah.
And
so we didn't care anymore.
So then we get to broadcast standards again.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, if we're going to get canned, we're
going to do it.
Ignore the rules. We're just going to do whatever we want, and we don't care what you say.
So you got to understand, what's even more fun for me, because now it is fun, is they were shutting our department down because Disney was taking over all of all the production. So ABC Children's is closing, so we're getting out of a job. They're ending their show, so then we get the phone call. So we got one show, the last couple of episodes coming in, and it's incredible level of violence. Now we're blowing up binomes, people are dying.
Like in what is it, Racing the Clock, you see the cars blow up and the little binos go, whee! and a parachute, and they land on a pile of tires. Everybody's okay. Things are blowing up, but nobody's hurt. And we even got in trouble for like when Dot lands in Enzo's car and stands up and rubs her butt because she just landed on her butt. It's like, ooh, that's a bit risque. So now, Web World Wars, people are just dying.
They're dying everywhere. So now we get the broadcast standards phone call. So, you have all those binos dying. Yeah, no, we do, yeah. And we really should change that. No, yeah, we should. Yeah, you're right. You're not going to do anything, are you?
When the CPU crashes into Gilded Gate Bridge and explodes in flames, are we going to see the binome pilot survive? No. No, he's dead.
Yeah. And the best part, they ran it.
Yeah.
That was it. We all gave up. But then, so I guess I'm doing it from my side because you're being cool.
No, it's cool. It's great having you here.
Then what happens is that, so they're closing down my department for children's, and I get the call from Ian, and he goes, we just got money from YTV.
Yeah.
He goes, you know that show that we wanted to do? You want to do it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, yeah. So
where were you at that point?
I was just wrapping up ABC at that time, so I'm leaving the job and we're getting ready to start. And that's when I came on as story editor for the third season.
For season 3.
For season 3.
Yeah.
And Gavin wasn't there for the infamous drunken steak thing.
No, I was.
You were there for that, right?
I have the napkin.
You still have the napkin?
Yeah, I still got it.
Okay. So we're in Santa Monica in LA, and we're talking about season 3. And There's a big table. There's a tablecloth.
It was the paper table, you know.
You only have the old paper tablecloths, and you know, people draw on the paper table. So we're sitting there, we're having wine, beer, scotch, vodka, Jack Daniels, steak, and cigars.
Real dinner.
Real dinner. We're there for 3 hours, 4 hours.
A long time.
And we're sitting there, and literally, we're figuring out the third season. So we're doing, nobody has any paper, so we're writing on the tablecloth.
Yeah.
Problem is, once you fill the top, you need someplace to write. So you fold a piece here, you write there. Fold a piece here, you write there. And literally, you fold the whole thing up so it's all done. What happens is, I was so drunk.
Because it was like me and Ian talking, Dan writing like crazy. Folding, writing, folding.
I'm so drunk, I have no idea where the folds fall.
So he gets back to New York with the napkin.
And I have no idea what it means.
And unfolds it. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's like the Rosetta Stone all of a sudden. But we lay out the whole third season.
Yeah. All the little arcs, the 4-episode arcs, and the big arcs, and the little episode arcs, and
everything like that. And it's all laid out, and it's all figured out. And the show that was going to be turns out to be completely different from the show you see. Because I'm going to do it, because this is good, because you remember this. I did all these. I had to fight. We do the infamous scene where finally what happens, I'm just jumping ahead for a second, because I'm going to jump up to where Enzo ages up to Matrix. This is the big moment.
Right.
Okay, now you know where I'm going.
Yeah, I do.
So what happens is that we do the first episode where we see Matrix, the big, tough Matrix. Now, the original plan, the original story, Matrix was going to be this bitter, angry, hateful person in every single episode. Nasty, miserable. What?
He wasn't?
Worse. So what happens is that, and this is how the stories evolve. What happens is that they did the recording and they got it all ready and they're doing the script and it's all going. And Ian calls me up and he goes, "It's not working." And I said, "What do you mean it's not working?" When they're recruiting all the binomes
to defend the system.
The first time we see him to defend the system, he goes, "This doesn't work for me." And I go, "Why?" He goes, "How can he be this angry if he's been growing up with the love of Andrea? Him and Andrea have been together this entire time. So how could somebody be that bitter, that miserable, that angry when he has somebody who loves him as much as Andrea does?" Right? Make sense?
Yeah.
Seriously. So we said, okay. So the original scene was him beating these guys and screaming at them. Basically, no, seriously, screaming at them, "See, you lose this horribly, you're never going to win anything. Let's just get the hell out of the system," and then just sticking it through once the game gets in. Instead, he leaves, and the scene changes. He walks into the room, and Andrea comes in afterwards, and he goes, "How many did we get?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "I think we got 7. He goes, "Oh, usually we get about 8 or 12 of this when we do this act." So they wind up playing, instead of him just being angry and her trying to convince them, they're playing good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, now, naturally that sounds great, except we had everything written. Past that, and I go, "You realize that changes the entire show we've just laid out?" And the answer comes back, "Yeah." So, he goes, "Is it better?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "Okay, let's do it." So we wound up changing everything.
Now, can I just say, you're reducing like a week of shouting at each other down to a very civil conversation. You and Ian over the phone screaming at each other for a week. Then you came to that conclusion.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that.
I remember that.
Yeah. Well, the funnier one was, let's go back to Firewall.
Oh, Firewall, I like Firewall.
Firewall, that's my personal favorite, because I think we're all going to die after Firewall. But, I mean, that still is possibly one of the most brilliant opens.
I love that one.
You guys see that, you know what I'm talking about. And the best part, we didn't get sued, right?
No. It's always good when you do a homage and they don't sue you.
Yeah. But, oh gosh, this is hysterical. I had a chance to write Firewall, which was interesting because nothing of what I wrote actually ever wound up on the screen.
What do you mean, Dan?
Yeah, whatever do I mean. But the one that I got a chance to write also was number 7. Number 7. Now, let me tell you the story of number 7. I'm going to tell the story. I'm going to do this. Yeah. We had a different script for number 7 that was basically a 20,000 under the leagues, 20,000 leagues under the sea type story. And Ian hates it.
I can't even remember.
Yeah, we had a script, it was all thrown out. And we were screwed, we were over budget, and we had to get something together right away. So the goal was to try to create an episode that basically could take advantage of all the characters and all the sets we have already built. The problem is, the way the story's working with Matrix bouncing from system to system, we couldn't use any of the previous assets.
Right, yes.
You know? Believe me, this is etched in my brain, this one.